Masters, what up? Today we're with Mr. Bryce Vance from Funnel Driven. He shares with us some of the strategies and the secrets that the best of the best use to create these awesome funnels. I'm sure you've found yourself in a funnel at one time or another and be like, wow, that's pretty cool. Geez, I wish I kind of had that, right? Well, now you can. I'll tell you, that's my thought process. And I've always been really, really good at marketing. At prospecting. I'd say marketing has been my weakness, or one of my weaknesses. I've always been really, really good at prospecting, so I've always focused on that. Where now I think it's time for the next level, the next evolution of my business, of my coaching, of my training, is to focus on marketing. And which is why I'm spending time listening to Joe Polish and people like that, who, by the way, I'm working on getting him on the show. Joe, if you're listening to this. But listen, these guys over here at Funnel Driven know their stuff. They build a tremendous product, and I'm excited. I'm actually going to be working with them on some of my own funnels, and we're working together on some things now. So I'm really excited about a partnership with them through an affiliate. If you're interested in learning more about their products and tools and a special opportunity for my listeners, just go to Funnel Driven ROI. Funnel Driven ROI /path to mastery. Again, Funnel Driven ROI /path to mastery. Don't forget about our sponsors as well, Vulcan 7 and Landvoice. They both offer expired for sale by owner leads. Check them both out. There's special opportunities from both of them. Here's what I would say: try both of them, and whichever one you like, then just stick with that one. They both work effective. I've been with both of them for a long time. And finally, don't forget about our Facebook group, guys, Path to Mastery. Go to Facebook, join the group Path to Mastery. I post everything there, everything you need for your expired, FSBO, whatever, prospecting, circle prospecting, voice drops, wholesale, REO, whatever. It's all there. Videos, lead generation. We're doing lead gen live now. So many things going on. That's the place to go. Facebook.com. Facebook. I don't know if it's Facebook.com. Just go to groups in Facebook and search Path to Mastery. My friends, listen, enjoy. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about this Thursday, June 18th, webinar, 1 p.m. Go to davidihill.com / or just go to davidihill.com and then go to the events. And you'll see we have a webinar this Thursday at 1 o'clock. And we're going to be talking about how I was able to generate so far $33,000 paid, plus 2 properties on the market, and a potential of over $100,000 in commission income from one single call. So check that out. Go to davidihill.com and then click on the events tab. Register for that webinar. I'm super excited. Oh my God, that's a lot. My friends, I appreciate you bearing with me. And here's Bryce. Hey, what's up, Masters? Welcome to another episode of Path to Mastery. And today we're with Mr. Bryce Vance. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me on today.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Excited to talk about this topic with you because, I know you help agents create sales funnels. You also work with those bots that we're all dealing with these days. And ultimately, you just help us with lead generation, right? The real estate world. So this is a fun conversation for me. I'm a lead generation nerd, dude.
I'm excited about it, man. I can talk about what I live, breathe, and work with automation and funnels all day long. So it's always exciting to be able to do it with somebody else. So
awesome. Well, a little bit about you. You are the CEO and founder of Funnel Driven. As a lead strategist, web and app development strategist, and an expert on data-driven behavior, you help small business owners generate and convert leads, as well as develop systems, programs, and tools to level up their business. What do you mean tools to level up their business? Talk about that. Develop systems, programs, and tools to level up. What do you mean level up?
So here at Funnel Driven, we do a ton of different stuff. I think we've got like 27 offerings, everything from press releases through PR Newswire to like a simple Facebook ad, right? And everything in between. What I specialize in, what really got me kind of focused on starting the company, was I specialize in being able to see an emotional trigger from somebody's behavior online utilize the data that they have there, say their locations, their shopping habits, what Facebook has collaborated, and be able to then cultivate copy and a system, a singular path for somebody, in this case, let's say a real estate buyer, to be able to find the agent to buy a property with. So we when we're talking about developing systems or automation, what we're really talking about is a web presence and some kind of tool, whether that be a sales funnel or a chatbot or social media or a website, but some singular set or multiple set of tools that allow an easy entry to that business for their client.
So what's an example of an emotional trigger? Like somebody looks at a property, or what it's kind of explain that to. How does that work?
So emotional triggers are kind of hard to give a tangible feeling to. It's more
Something
of a
happens.
It's a feeling. So like in real estate, one of the simplest emotional triggers is changing the word house to home, right? So when you see somebody talking about whether they're talking to their family or they're posting online, or hell, they go to Zillow.com, if you see them resonating with the word home, they're looking for a place to raise their family. They're looking for a place to be theirs. They're looking for where their wife Anne is going to read books next to the front window and their two sons are going to play catch in the backyard.
Got it.
They're not looking for just sticks and walls. They're looking for the home. So if you have property that may be in their ideal market or in their ideal area, and you're just going out doing listing ads or doing posts of, hey, beautiful house, they don't care about the house. They care about that home. So you could reframe that same image. It could be the same set of images that you have on your real estate brokerage site, and just change the copy in that framing to, could you imagine your wife reading at a nighttime bedside nighttime book at this quartered window while you and your kids are out back around a fire pit, and now you've just clicked in somebody's mind that, oh crap, I need that house. And they'll come view it, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that feel-good feeling.
Interesting. You know, it's funny. I had a guy on my podcast last week. He was an NLP guy, and he talked about generalizations and how you said trigger, and I automatically went to trigger, like if this happens, then it triggers this to happen. Well, I guess it is kind of the same. But you're talking about more like this is like almost like a marketing. It's like, emotionally they saw this, which then triggered a feeling.
Yeah. Well, people buy with emotion and they justify it with logic, right? We all know this. Nobody has ever bought a Lamborghini because it's a logical purchase. You can barely fit a cat in the thing. There's no way it's a logical drive. You buy it because it makes you feel good, whether it's a sense of reward or sense of speed, a sense of title, a sense of accomplishment. You're buying it because it makes you feel good. You're justifying it because, oh, I can afford it, or I've worked hard for it, I deserve it. You're justifying it with logic. But I'm glad you brought up NLP. NLP gets a bad rap, but if used properly, masterfully used, can change the game. NLP does not have to be slick or salesy. It can simply just be changing a word to get a response or a reaction that will help them see clarity in what they're looking to achieve.
Interesting. So, all right. So I want to jump into the funnels. You know, I'm going to go back to trigger for a minute though, because recently we just implemented this new CRM, and there's all these I never even really understood what triggers were in CRMs before, but now if somebody clicks on a property 3 times, it triggers this, then this happens, and it assigns a call and all. Is that similar to what's happening with these funnels as well? And is that what you guys design with these bots?
Yeah, so that's a prime example. So when I use the word trigger, it can mean a couple things. If I'm talking about an emotional trigger, I'm talking about that synapses connection that your brain makes, right? Where you're like, oh, I feel good. What made me feel good? That made me feel good. Let's learn more. And that's usually the first trigger that gets somebody to take action. They click an ad, they request more information, they become a quote unquote lead in your CRM. Maybe they book a call, maybe they just need to be nurtured a little. But that's the first action, right? Then triggers start coming in, and you're exactly right. A trigger is based off of what we call a pixel fire or an analytics tracking code fire. Facebook pixel is probably the most prominent and actually one of the biggest in the real estate world. So if Sue watches 25% of a content video that's out there, say a home view, a virtual tour, we know Sue watched 25% and then went on with her day. So we can send content that's specifically cultivated, curated for somebody who's only watched 25% and has more unanswered questions. Whereas if John watched 100% of it and then went on with his day, we know that he has a different set of needs, just like your CRM does, based on if they click a property multiple times. So we can send content and ads that meet those needs.
Interesting. All right, cool. I like that with the pixel too, because I didn't know that. So how about this then? You mentioned, how do you know? Like, you said the first trigger, an emotion. Like, how do you know what? Like, how do you know house in home? How do you know home creates more of an emotion with somebody than the word house?
There's going to be a lot of differences on this, and the easiest way to answer that is a lot of trial and error. Right? You fall on your face enough, you learn how to stand up. Right?
Is there somebody that's doing this though, or is it like somebody sending you like, "Hey, here's the formula for this," or is it you're doing it yourself?
Yeah. So we develop the strategies. We call it the inbound method here, and it evolves over time, but it's all data based. So you're familiar with, at least to some extent, how social media works and how ads work and like how the real estate industry works. I know that. So when we're talking about really like keywords that are creating that emotional trigger, there's several ways you can go about it. We use all of them. One of them starts with data. So we use in-market data, and we just nerd out on numbers and statistics all day long. But the best way, the complete honest best way that any agent listening to this can do is think about if you were the consumer. What's going to mean more to you? We see 5,000 to 10,000 ads a day. What are the ones that catch your attention? They're the ones that invoke an emotion. Why do they invoke that emotion? What was it that caught that emotion? Like the ASPCA, right? They're the animal rights organization. They hit you right in the feels every time, and they show a picture of a puppy or a kitty or a litter or a trapped animal sad. That invokes an emotion. If they were having the exact same word over and they just said animals rather than specifically using language to convey that emotion, they wouldn't get the same kind of response.
Yeah. You know what I'm thinking of, and I didn't intend to talk about this, but if you think about the whole everything happening right now with this movement with George Floyd, you don't think I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was just another one of these, this situation with the cops being too aggressive. And then, and then when I saw the video of him with the cop on his, with his knee on his neck, and that created a lot of emotion. And I think that certainly is what created that movement for a lot of people, including myself.
100%. Having emotion to relate to something or empathize or sympathize with something is really the most powerful tool you can have for any relationship, whether it be a movement like George Floyd, or it be showing property, or it be making a friend. You need to connect. And emotion and similarities are what allow us to do that.
Yeah, just I was just thinking about that when you brought up the whole, how a video or something can emotionally touch someone. And so let's switch to funnels. How's a real estate agent going to use a sales funnel?
Hey, Masters, I'm going to get you right back to the show. Take a minute, go check out my website, davidihill.com. Again, davidihill.com. Go click on the events tab. You can see what we got coming up. You can also check out our affiliates and our partners. But go check it out. We got some great events coming up this week. Go to davidihill.com and click on the events tab. Also, don't forget about our sponsors, Vulcan 7 and Land Voice. as well as our newest sponsor, Funnel Driven. All the information is on our page. So again, davidihill.com. Click on events for your events and affiliates for information on all of our partners and all the specials deals they have for you. My friends, enjoy the rest of the episode. You rock.
So there's really three main ways, but there's about 100 different possible options. The three biggest are going to be find buyer leads, find seller leads, or utilize it to build a subscriber list. Typically, we recommend agents do all three to some fashion. But buyer leads are the easiest to get. Seller leads, I would say, are the second. Subscribers you can get all day like clockwork, but they're a ton more work for real estate agents if they want to convert it into business.
Yeah, because you're looking for people that have interest in doing something, right? You're looking for people like buyers and sellers. They've at least expressed some interest. They're looking for a realtor. They may be far out, but so let's talk about sellers. What would a funnel for a seller look like?
So believe it or not, they look very similar. So they're typically a 3-step funnel that's going to be either built on, say, ClickFunnels or phone sites or lead pages or FormSwift. Really, any landing page builder will do it, right? And they're all going to start and stop kind of the same way. They start with social media content and a social media ad, more prevalent than not Facebook.
Interesting. Okay.
And then from there, you're going to want to cultivate the content to get the objective you're looking for, buyers or sellers, right? Then you're going to send the path. And this is important if anybody's going to go out there and try their hand at building these. First off, I'm happy to help if you guys have any questions with David's permission. But if you do, make sure that you choose either conversions if you're going to be sending them off of Facebook, because Facebook optimizes their data to say this person's more likely to leave our platform to click a link to do a thing than this person is.
Oh,
right?
you mean when you're setting up your Facebook ad, you want to select conversions. Got it.
Yep. If you're going to leave them in Facebook, there is a lead forms ad option that's called lead generation that kind of replaces the funnel itself. You'll get more volume, but a lower quality prospect, right? So you just have to make your decision when you're doing that for your first set of funnels before you have a ton of data.
So what would you say makes more sense? Do you want the less but better quality, or do you want the more in just that lower quality?
That's a preference thing. So if the agent wants to do more footwork, right? Say John is comfortable making more phone calls, sending more emails, following up more through his CRM, then more volume may work better for him. But let's say that Sue doesn't have the time to do that. Maybe she's been in it longer. She's got more responsibilities, more team. She wants a higher quality candidate up front, something that's more pre-qualified. So it's less of a time for that sales cycle so that she can help them out quicker. So it's a preference thing, right?
Okay, fair enough.
Typically speaking, we always advise the funnel because it gets a better quality, and quality in turn just helps with your data, helps you grow. But it really does become a numbers game.
So the funnel starts off as an ad on Facebook. Somebody clicks the ad, they register, right?
This is where the funnel actually comes into place. So the whole ecosystem is your online identity. The funnel is the majority of this part, right? So they see an ad, and we like omnipresence, but Facebook is the primary. So let's keep it simple for the sake of conversation, right? So they see a Facebook ad. They're going to go from the Facebook ad and they're going to click learn more or apply now or schedule viewing, whatever call to action you want there. That takes them to the first landing page. That first landing page is going to be basically a reiteration of the emotional trigger that got them there. Are they looking for a showing? Are they looking to get a home? Are they solving a situation where they have to leave and relocate? Whatever the ad was is going to be a similar reiteration to confirm why they're there, right? And on that page is then going to be the opt-in. And that's going to be name, number, email, and any additional information that you want this party to give you, right? How qualified do you want that lead? That then goes to the next landing page, which is typically either a deliverable. So if you're doing like a VIP property list, right, which is pretty popular in real estate, this would be where they can download that property list or view it live so that they get what you're telling them you're giving them, right? Then it goes to the third, which is typically a thank you page, and that redirects them back to their starting point or to an action you want them to take, such as joining a Facebook group. Now, from there is where kind of the bots, the magic happens, right? This is where Facebook and its pixel have tracked that entire engagement. Everything from the second they started watching the video to the second they made it back to Facebook and all the interaction in between. So now we know we can retarget this person. We know what their attributes are according to their online identity, especially with Facebook's hashed data. And by the way, hashed data is the data that you fill out when you open a profile that they don't release to the public. It's how Facebook categorizes people. Lets you access their algorithm through Facebook's ads manager. And now you can do a few pretty powerful things. One, you can retarget and remarket that same person. Two, you can leverage that person's identity to find people like them within a certain caliber and certain percentage of their identity. So say you want people like Jamie within 3% of their identity. Facebook will go out and find those people for you.
How many people would you have to have in order to do that? Could you do that off one person, or do you need a lot of people?
I think the smallest audience Facebook lets you use is 1,000.
Okay.
In some cases, you can get a little bit smaller if their algorithm lets you play with it. But it basically just lets you upload and then create a custom audience.
So my guess is Facebook would, like, let's say Jeannie, Facebook would have other people that it identifies as having the same characteristics or traits as Jeannie, and then it would say, okay, group her. That's the crowd we're going to market to, or the
And it's ever evolving. So if you go in when you're first setting up your first ad on Facebook, right? And you have all these choices, you can target, it's called detailed targeting, parameters in the actual ad creation, the campaign creation of Facebook. So you're in the special ad category housing, which means that you're compliant, right? But you could add in information like exclude realtors, right? You can use creative terminology to exclude realtors. I don't think you can directly exclude. I think Facebook's removed that. But I know you can use creative parameters. So we utilize a lot of creative parameters to get the type of clientele we're looking for, right? So if we're selling high-end real estate, we like to leverage high-end buyers. So we like to leverage yacht owners, luxury car aficionados, cigar club members, things that they would be at, right?
Yeah, smart.
So you can add those in, and then Facebook just catalogs it. It's like a rotating thing. So at any point, you could go into your audiences section in Facebook and create a lookalike audience and say people that have engaged with this page and its ads at any point. And it'll create an audience for you based on the people that have engaged with you.
So say somebody goes through a funnel, and you're not really selling them anything in a funnel. You're, based on what you said, you're just getting more data on that person, right? Is that, and then what, do they go to another funnel once that's done, or what happens after that?
Let me clarify something. There's a sale made in every conversation. It doesn't matter if you're just saying hi to your friend or you're picking up a Ferrari. A sale's made somewhere. You're selling yourself. I'm selling myself.
Got it. Okay.
Sue's selling themselves to some extent. It's just an exchange. It doesn't have to be an exchange for a good or service. It could be just an exchange of getting to know somebody, but there's a sale made. So when somebody's coming through any funnel, there is a sale being transferred there. It's happening. In most cases, it's you are selling yourself, your expertise, or a giveaway in exchange for their information.
Got it.
So they're giving you permission to contact them to help them with whatever problem it is they have.
Fair enough. Yeah, so the value.
Exactly. So when that happens, a few things occur. Right when that starts, the agent would want to contact this party. Typically within 2 to 5 minutes of that lead coming in is your best time to contact this person. Because it's when they're ready, they're hot, they're thinking about it, they want your help. Right?
Contact how? Phone, email, text?
We recommend phone, but it depends on how you have your back end set up.
Okay.
You brought up the CRM, right? If your CRM is set up to send a text right away when anybody enters that CRM, well, you've reached out to these people, that may do the job. So really, you need to personalize it. We recommend that you do a phone call within 2 to 5 minutes. Get them on the phone if you can. If they don't answer, send them a text message and an email follow-up, and then start a nurturing campaign right away.
It's brilliant. This is good. This is good. I love it. All right. And I know we want to try to keep this bullet like 20 to 30 minutes. I think we're at about 25 minutes now. This is good stuff. So what would you say is the biggest mistake you see real estate agents? Actually, two. What are the two biggest mistakes you see real estate agents making?
They churn and burn. Stop doing that right now. If you get a lead in today, that does not mean they're not going to buy from you if they don't buy from you today. Only 5% of the market in real estate's ready to make a buying decision now. That means 90 to 95% of the market will buy from you 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, maybe a year or more for now if you just stay in contact with them. It's like having a friend. Make a new friend with all of your prospects. That's your first job, because we see so many agents come out and decide, oh, they didn't buy the house that I have listed right now, or they didn't want me to list their home. And then 90 days down the road, they do it with their competitor because their competitor kept talking to them.
Or their competitor had a system to talk to them.
Exactly.
Right?
You don't have to do it yourself. You can automate 99% of your time.
Sure.
That 1%, though, is going to be when you list or sell a house because your systems took care of the rest.
All right.
Number two, stop thinking that people care about just a virtual showing online. They're cool, but nobody cares. They care about you helping them solve their problem. And in most cases, that's a relocation. They care about you helping them relocate. They do not necessarily care about that beautiful granite countertop or that sprawling backyard with a pond in it. We all love to see it, but that's not going to get somebody to make a buying decision from you. Cultivate your content, especially on social media, to hit an emotion that will let you and your service connect to that buyer or seller.
Love it. Okay, awesome. How do people get in touch with you, man?
So you can actually just go to linktreebryce.phonesites.com. And Bryce is spelled with a Y, by the way. And all my contact information's on there.
Linktree Bryce at phone. What was it again?
linktreebryce.phonesites.com.
.phonesites. All right. And then, you got a book coming out, right? You guys working on a book?
I do.
I do. Talk to us about that.
So the lovely Hillary Janstrom, she's the editor on this book. And I think we're in round 2 edits right now, but I'm really excited about it. So it's also kind of like really close to home. So it's my first book, but I decided to go big. So it's telling my life story. It's using me as an example. I've got 21 chapters of how to overcome adversity, how you can thrive rather than just survive, how consistency conquers complacency. Basically every lesson that I've had to pay tens and tens of thousands of dollars for and waste hundreds of hours of my life doing. It's what's allowed me to build several businesses. It's what's allowed me to really find my why and focus on my why and create a life that, like, I wake up every morning excited about it. I don't have bad days anymore. And this book is the book that I wish I had when it was the lowest point in my life, when I had lost everything in 2017. This is the book that I wish existed. And since it didn't, I made it.
Awesome, man. Well, appreciate you spending some time. I want to definitely get a copy of that book when it comes out. You have to let me know. All right. And I will get you back on to talk about the book. How's that sound?
That works for me, bud.
All right. And then final thing, man, like if somebody just let's say somebody just logged on now, and everybody else too, what do you want people to walk away from this interview with?
You can do it. It may seem complicated. There's a lot of technology out there and it may seem scary, but you can do it. You don't need the Ferrari of digital marketing to be successful, especially in real estate. You really just need to care, and your clients need to see that you care. And you'll absolutely win if you keep true to that, and you keep true to providing value to the marketplace. You'll win no matter what.
Dude, I could go on with this all day. So when you say because I'm dealing with this right now, like, should I be doing this stuff myself, or should I just go hire someone to do it? Like, I'm in these weird trenches. This is such an ironic conversation we're having right now, because I've been doing this the last couple of weeks.
So this is where the conversation usually leads to somebody hiring myself and my team, is it becomes a time value thing. Yeah. Anybody can do what I do. Given enough time and money, they can learn what we do for a living. We're the professionals at it because it's what we live, breathe, and eat, right? So if you value your time more than you value your money, then hire it. Absolutely. Because you'll get your time back. But if you're in a situation where money is more valuable to you than time, then learn it. There's a ton of resources. We have a digital course that'll teach any starting real estate agent how to get set up with their own funnels, and it's going for $147 right now.
Wow!
How
do we get access to that course?
That's the innovativeagents.com.
Okay, love it. Mm-hmm. All right, good. Well, hey, you and I have to have a conversation about this. So I'm excited, man. Thanks again for being on.
Of course. Thanks for having me, man. It was exciting. And then you've got my personal cell. So just shoot me a ping, shoot me a text, and we can chat whenever you want.
All right, will do, man.
But thank you.
Hey, Masters, I just want to thank you for your time. You know, I don't say this enough, and I know how valuable our time is. So the fact that you just spent it here with us means a lot. You know, I want to share as well, you know, the few opportunities that I have. If you go to my website, davidihill.com, we always have good stuff going on. You can click on the events tab to see what's coming up. You can also check on our affiliates and partners for special opportunities with, you know, lead services like Vulcan 7 and Land Voice, and now Funnel Driven's a new partner. So we just got a lot of really good things going on that we want to share with you guys. So, and also if it helps tremendously to get guests and to kind of keep things moving. If you're willing to do a review, the best way to do that is go to Apple, do a review, and hey, if you do a review and then email it to me, I promise I will send you a gift. And potentially get the review on the show. So please do that as well. And don't forget about my Facebook group. It's called Path to Mastery. Great way for us to connect. Again, I just want to say I really appreciate your time. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.